video, we're going to be talking about a book launch checklist. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sutton. I'm the indie author of my 2 books. My debut, which was What Are Friends For, and it came out January 14th. And my second book, which is Out of My League, and that debuted June 16th. So if you want to find the links to both those books, they are in the description box below. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about a list of things you could put on your book launch checklist. I don't have a hard and fast checklist that I go through to publish a book. However, I did pull some of the things that I think are a must, and I did some research. So anything that I talk about will be linked down below. The websites that I used and got some information on, I will definitely link those for you to ponder through because I want to make sure that you guys are getting the full amount of information possible. I got this question from a few different people actually, that people wanted to see what I do for a book launch checklist. This is going to be coming from a person who does pre-orders. I know pre-orders aren't for everybody, so my methods will be about pre-orders, but there is important information on here about release day, book launch day, and things that you can do after the launch day. So even if you're not doing a pre-order, these things can be really important to learn. These things can be really important to keep on your list. So let's talk about the before the book is out. If you're doing a pre-order, and even if you're not doing a pre-order, you're going to want to promote your book. If the first time you're promoting it is on launch day, it probably won't go as well because there's no buzz generated about it. That's why a lot of people find pre-orders very helpful, because all that time period that they're pushing the pre-order, they're generating buzz about the book. So I did my pre-order date, I think it was April 1st, and the book didn't come out until June 16th. Now granted, this was a very long pre-order time for an indie book in my opinion, and throughout that time I had been dropping hints about the book here and there. I didn't really pick up promoting the book until May. But even knowing that the book is going to be out there way back in April, I was promoting it. Promoting that book a little bit way back in April still kind of generated the buzz, and it built slowly as time went on. So pre-buzz is always great. Now, another thing that I think is important before the book launches is the cover reveal. Cover reveals are super important because you want to get that image of your book in the reader's head early on. You don't want to wait until release day. When it's release day, you push the photo and they've never seen it before, so they're gonna keep on scrolling. You want the reader to be like, oh my gosh, that book is finally live? Awesome, I'm gonna go buy it. So pushing your cover to people as often as you can without being like spammy is really important, because they remember the cover. So when it pops up on their feed, they look at it and they're like, oh yeah, I remember this book. A lot of people do cover reveals with certain sites. I know a lot of bookstagrammers participate in cover reveals, and it gets the buzz of your book out there. For me, I did my cover reveal through Espresso Book Tours, and I'll have them linked down below because it was an awesome opportunity to generate some buzz about my book and to get my book's cover out there, you know? It was fun to share that in the cover reveal day. And like I said, it was some good pre-book release buzz. Now, before your book is live, you're going to want to make some promotional images. And now, what are promotional images? Well, I make a lot from my books, and I will be doing a video on that soon because somebody asked me how I make my promotional images and edits. And it's seriously not hard at all, so I cannot wait to go over that process with you guys. However, you're going to want to make sure that you've got something that promotes your book. Whether it's just a book image with some text on it, whether it's just you pushing the cover, you want some images that are promotional that you can use that kind of gain a reader's interest. If you want some ideas, I may or may not have some images on my Instagram, so like, shameless plug, but if you want to go check those out, I've got some good examples there. At this point, we are getting super close to the book release date, probably a week out. You are going to want to triple check those files or quadruple check those files. You're going to want to check those files a bajillion times to make sure that they are error-free and that you uploaded the right cover, the correct manuscript. You don't want to accidentally have uploaded the second draft. That would be a nightmare. But you want to make sure everything is perfect. And I say perfect like with a little asterisk next to it, because no matter how hard you try, it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect by any means. There's going to be a typo. There's going to be a grammatical error. The formatting could be weird. It's going to be there. We all know my story. I sent out my book to ARC readers with a typo on the very first page. It happens. It happens to traditional authors with a ton of eyes on their books. And so don't feel bad when a typo eventually pops up, when you notice something, because it's all a part of the process. I remember I published What Are Friends For, and a few people messaged me about typos, and I was so embarrassed. But I'm like, you know what? I'm human. It happens. So if that happens to you, don't stress. It's a sucky feeling, like it's gonna be like a gut-wrenching feeling, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It just feels like it for the second. Now is the time to decide if you want to do some book ads. Book ads that can be BookBub ads, which I think are a little bit tough to get, but not impossible. There's Bargain Booksy, there's Robin Reads, I believe it's called. There's a Book Doggy ad, Fussy Librarian ads. There's a bunch of ads out there that you can get to promote your book. The costs kind of differentiate depending on what genre you are writing in. That now is the time to look at those ads and see if you want to book any. You kind of want to book a few in advance because they sell out quick. I say if you can't afford an ad, I would definitely do it on release week. I think you should get that buzz out there as quick as possible, and getting those ads for release week really are good to boost your book in the first place. So if you can do an ad, I strongly suggest it, but if you can't, it's definitely not the end of the world. Now is also the time to decide if you want to do a book blitz or a blog tour. I did book blitzes for both of my releases, and it is a list of bloggers who sign up to promote the release of your book. It's them sharing the cover, maybe sharing an excerpt or two, and some other files that you give the book company. Like, I believe I sent to Espresso Book Tours a playlist for Out of My League. So fun things like that. The book blitzes can share the details and share your book to all of their followers. I love Espresso Book Tours for those book blitzes, and for a blog tour, I use Silver Dagger Blog Tours. Silver Dagger Tours. They'll both be linked down below, but I've used both those companies for both books, and they are turning out super well. I'm still on a blog tour for Out of My League, and I'm loving it so far. Quick pause time. If you haven't liked this video already and you're loving what you're watching so far, it would mean the world to me if you could scroll down and tap that like button. And if you haven't already, if you could tap that subscribe button, it would mean the world to me. Likes and comments help small YouTubers like me so much. It helps boost us in the algorithm, and it helps open doors for new watchers, new readers, and new authors to find this channel. So thank you for your endless support, and let's get back into today's video. Okay, now for the last little bit of my checklist tips, I'm going to be referencing the book launch planner. I won't be sharing all of them, so don't worry. If you want to get your hands on the book launch planner, and there's some other goodies on the store, I have a code down below for a 10% off coupon. It is an affiliate code, so if you order from that, I will get a little something something, and you will also get that 10% off coupon. So it's like a win-win, right? So I'll just share a little bit about this checklist. I won't share it all, but of course, on launch day, you're going to want to promote the poop out of your book. You're gonna want to shout from the rooftops. I know it's a little scary, but I think I posted about Out of My League's release 3 or 4 times that day. So I posted that on Instagram, and then I post a lot on Twitter and on Facebook, where the platforms that I'm live on. But you're going to want to promote it, whether that be promotional images, whether that be a live Q&A on Instagram or on YouTube, whatever you're comfortable with. You're going to want to talk about your book. So for some examples about promotion, I would ask readers to pick a page from 1 to the last page of the book, whatever that may be. Pick a random number in between there, and whatever page they chose, I would promote a little excerpt about my book. And that went really well. People love that kind of stuff. And I also shared the first 10 pages of the book on my stories, because that's pretty fun and it generates some buzz. And it also allows people the opportunity to actually read your book. So some people might see you promote it and be like, meh, it's fine, because they don't know what they're getting into. However, if you share the first 10 pages on your story, like the first 10 pages of a screenshotted ebook copy on your story, they have the opportunity to read the first 10 pages. And if they're hooked, they're gonna go straight to Amazon or Barnes & Noble or wherever they can purchase the book and buy it, because you drew them in from the first 10 pages. And if you hadn't shared those pages, they might not have been interested in the first place. And I know it might be a little strange to ask your friends to help you share your book, but that couldn't hurt as well, because then that opens your book to their audiences. And really, people generally want to help you succeed. So if you ask them, I'm pretty sure most will say yes. If you ask me to promote your book, I will say yes. So DM me on Instagram. The next point that I'm going to reference is make sure you ask for reviews. We've talked about this. I have a whole video on reviews. I'll link it up in the cards. But reviews are so important to authors, especially indie authors, and they can be a pain to get. It can be really hard to get people to read your book, let alone to review. So asking people to review, I don't want to say constantly, but kind of keeping it on the forefront of their mind is pretty important. But make sure you mix up how you ask. You don't want to post a picture of your book and say, please review my book, please review my book, please review my book. What I like to do is I like to say, please review a book that you enjoyed. That way, it's not so obvious that I'm asking for reviews, but I'm also trying to support other indies and other authors so they can get reviews too. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do say promote my book a lot. Like the other day, I posted about how many ratings I had on Amazon. So I do that. I'm not saying that I don't, but having some variety in there is really important. Send out a newsletter announcement. I know not everybody has a newsletter, but if you do, this is very important. You're going to want to tell your followers of your newsletter, or your subscribers I should say, immediately. They want to know. That's what they sign up for your newsletter for. And if you give them a link to your book in the newsletter, most times they will click it and they will go buy it if they hadn't already pre-ordered, or if you didn't do a pre-order. But making sure that you send out that newsletter is super important. And in the newsletter, be sure to remind people to review, because some people will binge read your book. I had a few people binge read Out of My League and they got it finished in a day. So being sure to remind your readers of your newsletter to review, just in case they binge read it, is super important too. I'm not going to be sharing any more from this planner. So there are more in here though. There's more pre-launch date checklist and the launch date checklist. So if you want to get your hands on this bad boy, remember, link is in the description for 10% off. So those are the kind of bigger tips that I have for a book launch checklist. You want to make sure your files look pretty. You really want to promote the heck out of that book. I know it feels weird, but I want you to kind of like think about this for a second. How long have you been working on this book? A long time, right? Typically. How much money have you put into investing on this book? And I want you to think about why you're publishing this book. I want you to think of it from this standpoint. This book is your business. Even if you're just writing for fun, you're still putting that book out there, and once it becomes out there on the Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple, Kobo, all those stores, it becomes your business. It is business revenue coming back to you. You know, you follow sites all the time that advertise the crap out of their stuff, right? I mean, I get Victoria's Secret ads in my newsletter. I see bunches of people talking about their products on their Instagram because that's what they do. It's their business. Of course, they're going to talk about their product, right? They're going to boast up their product. So even if it feels a little strange, I challenge you to like kind of just take a step back and think, you know what? I did this. This is something that I did. I overcame all the obstacles and challenges that faced me. I got my butt into gear, and I did something that a lot of people dream of doing, because that's true. How many times have you heard somebody say, oh, I should write a book, oh, I want to write a book, or oh man, I wish I could publish a book? I hear it a lot, and you're doing it. You did it. You wrote this book. You're publishing this book. You're putting this book, your baby, out into the world for other people to read and enjoy. So as awkward as it can be to ask people to read your book, as awkward as it can be to talk about your book, this book is a part of you. Don't hold back. Don't hold back that part of you. Promote your book. Promote your business. Be proud of what you've accomplished, because what you've accomplished is something amazing. The ending of this video got super sappy, but I'm just really excited for everybody who is publishing their debuts this year, because I published my debut this year, and I don't know everything, you guys, we all know I don't know everything. So we're going on this journey together, and I'm so excited that I got you guys to go along with me. I don't know where I would be without this community. We all know that I am a train wreck sometimes, but having you guys here and to experience all these wins with you is super exciting. I am so excited to see your guys' journey unfold. I love it when you guys leave comments about what you're doing, how your work in progress is doing, and where you are in your publication journey, because self-publishing can feel so isolating, especially when you don't have an agent or an editor or somebody in the publishing industry to back you up. That's why I think us indies need to stick together, and we stick with traditionally published people too as well, obviously. I might not be making sense. I'm kind of rambling at this point. However, I am just so excited that we're in this together and that we're going on this journey together. And I cannot wait to see where your road takes you. Thank you for inviting me along. But that's all I got for today's video, you guys. I hope it was a little bit helpful. I hope it was a little bit interesting. Like I said before, all of the stuff that I got most of these informations from, I will link them down below. I will link the book launch planner down below. What else am I linking? If you liked this video, please consider leaving a thumbs up and subscribing if you're not already. Likes and comments help small YouTubers like me so much. So if you enjoyed today's video, a like or a quick comment saying, I liked this, could be really helpful. So yay. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on Monday with another video. Bye. I'm hot. What is his hair doing back here? Do I have like a bobby pin or something? Okay, we're just gonna skip that line because I cannot say it for the life of me. We're on this, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry.